Imagine walking through a lush forest, the air fresh and filled with the scent of pine and earth. Sunlight filters through the leaves, creating a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow on the forest floor. As you walk, you spot something lying on the ground. A beautiful eagle feather, its intricate patterns catching your eye. You might be tempted to pick it up, to feel its softness and marvel at its beauty. But hold on. Did you know that something as simple as picking up an eagle feather could get you in big trouble? It's not just a harmless act, it's true. In many places, including the United States, possessing eagle feathers without a permit is illegal. The laws are strict. You could face hefty fines or even jail time for this seemingly innocent act. The consequences are severe. This might seem surprising, but there's a good reason for these laws. They are in place to protect these majestic birds. Eagle feathers hold deep cultural and spiritual significance for Native American tribes. They are used in important ceremonies and rituals. They are not just pretty trinkets, they are sacred objects, revered and respected. Taking an eagle feather without permission is like stealing something sacred from a church or temple. It's a serious offense. So the next time you're out in nature and see an eagle feather, admire its beauty from a distance. Appreciate it without disturbing it. Remember, sometimes the most harmless-looking things can have serious consequences. Respect nature and its laws. In the United States, the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act of 1940 makes it illegal for anyone to possess eagle feathers without a permit. This law is a crucial part of the broader effort to conserve and protect these iconic birds. This law was passed to protect these majestic birds from being hunted and killed for their feathers. The feathers of bald and golden eagles have long been sought after for their beauty and cultural significance. It's important to remember that this law applies to all eagle feathers, regardless of where you found them. In the wild, on private property, or even purchased online. Even if you come across a feather by chance, you are still required to follow the law. Permits are typically only granted to Native Americans for religious or ceremonial purposes. These feathers hold deep spiritual and cultural significance in many Native American traditions. These permits are not easy to come by, and there are strict rules and regulations surrounding their use. The application process is thorough to ensure that the feathers are used appropriately and respectfully. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is the agency responsible for enforcing the eagle feather law. They work diligently to monitor and protect eagle populations across the country. They take this law very seriously, and violations can result in significant penalties. Fines and other legal consequences are imposed to deter illegal possession and trade of eagle feathers. So it's always best to err on the side of caution and admire eagle feathers from afar. Observing these magnificent birds in their natural habitat is a privilege that should be respected and cherished. For centuries, eagle feathers have held profound spiritual significance for Native American tribes across North America. Eagles are revered as sacred messengers, their feathers believed to carry prayers to the Creator. Each feather is considered a gift from the Creator and is treated with the utmost respect. Eagle feathers are used in various ceremonies, dances, and regalia. They symbolize honor, courage, wisdom, and spiritual connection. Receiving an eagle feather is a high honor, often bestowed upon individuals for their bravery, leadership, or contributions to the community. The feathers are not simply collected, they are earned through acts of selflessness and dedication to the tribe. The cultural importance of eagle feathers is deeply woven into the fabric of Native American identity and heritage. It's important to remember that eagle feathers are not souvenirs or trinkets to be collected. They are sacred objects that represent the spiritual beliefs and cultural heritage of Native American tribes. Just as you wouldn't walk into a church and take a sacred object, you should never pick up an eagle feather without permission. Respecting this cultural tradition means understanding its significance and appreciating the deep connection Native Americans have with these birds. If you find an eagle feather, the best course of action is to leave it be. You can admire its beauty from a distance, knowing that you are playing a part in preserving a sacred tradition. Section 5. Stories from the field real-life encounters with the law. In this chapter, we delve into the fascinating and sometimes surprising ways people interact with wildlife laws. As someone who has spent a lifetime in the wild, I've heard my fair share of stories about people getting into trouble for picking up eagle feathers. These encounters often start innocently, but can lead to serious consequences. There was the hiker who found a feather on a trail and thought it would make a cool souvenir. Little did he know, this simple act would lead to unexpected legal trouble. He ended up with a hefty fine and a criminal record, a harsh lesson in the importance of knowing the law. Then there was the artist who used eagle feathers in her artwork without realizing the legal and cultural implications. Her creative expression turned into a legal nightmare. She faced public backlash and had to destroy her artwork, a painful reminder of the consequences of ignorance. These stories serve as a reminder that ignorance is not an excuse. We must be aware of the laws that protect our natural world. It's our responsibility to educate ourselves about the laws and cultural sensitivities surrounding wildlife. By doing so, we can enjoy nature responsibly and ensure its preservation for future generations. Section 6. Beyond Feathers. Respecting Nature's Treasures. The principle of respecting eagle feathers extends to all of nature's treasures. Whether it's a beautiful seashell, a unique rock formation, or a delicate wildflower, we should always appreciate nature's beauty without disturbing it. Taking something from its natural environment can have unintended consequences, disrupting ecosystems and harming wildlife. Remember, we are visitors in the natural world, and we have a responsibility to leave it as we found it. The next time you're tempted to take a piece of nature home with you, consider taking a photograph instead. It will last longer and won't harm the environment. Section 7. Education and Awareness. Protecting our wildlife heritage. One of the best ways to protect our wildlife heritage is through education and awareness. By teaching others about the importance of respecting wildlife and cultural symbols, we can help ensure that these treasures are preserved for future generations. Schools, parks, and community organizations can play a vital role in educating the public about responsible wildlife viewing and the cultural significance of natural objects. We can all do our part by sharing what we know with friends, family, and on social media. By spreading awareness, we can foster a greater appreciation for the natural world and the cultures that revere it. Section 8. The Bigger Picture: Conservation and Cultural Preservation. Respecting eagle feathers is about more than just following the law. It's about understanding and appreciating the interconnectedness of conservation and cultural preservation. When we protect wildlife, we also protect the cultural traditions that are deeply entwined with these animals. By respecting the sacred objects and traditions of indigenous cultures, we acknowledge their deep connection to the land and their role in environmental stewardship. Conservation and cultural preservation go hand in hand, and by embracing both, we create a more sustainable and harmonious future for all. Section 9. Leave it be. A simple act of respect. The next time you're out in nature and come up through acts of selflessness and dedication,